As the support race lined up in Mexico City for the last meeting of the year, there was an end-of-term feeling. The Mexican Grand Prix had an atmosphere all its own. The social life was fun, for the girls were well-dressed and glamorous. The police, however, were merely well-dressed. With the title decided, everyone was thinking of next year. Chris Amon was going to Matra, while Joe Siffert was to join BRM. Regazzoni and Stewart would stay where they were, as would Wiesel. The big name that would not be around in 1971 was Jack Brabham. After 21 years in racing, 14 Grand Prix wins and 2 world titles, he was retiring at the age of 44. The cars that bore his name, however, would continue. In 13 races and 7 months, the drivers and teams had covered a lot of ground. 3 of the drivers that started the season wouldn't finish it, and their loss was making the survivors more aware of track safety than ever before. The drivers were finding that their increasing fame and earning power gave them a voice, and they were using that voice to make sure that the sacrifice of Bruce McLaren, Piers Courage and Jochen Rindt would not be in vain. The 1970 season would go down as a turning point in the history of Formula One. The special atmosphere of Mexico wasn't all good. The race was so popular that a crowd of around 200,000 turned out to see it. When the spectators moved to the very edges of the track to get a better view, even the Mexico City police couldn't persuade them to move back to safety. The start was delayed for over an hour, while the drivers went out and begged the spectators to move back. They did move, but not very far, and as the field moved forward to the grid under the control of an excitable official, the crowd was still not behind the barriers. Regazzoni was on pole, ahead of Stewart, with Ickx third and would-be pensioner Jack Brabham fourth. Behind him were Amon and Beltmose. Regazzoni led from the flag, with Stewart second, but Ickx was soon past both and into a lead he was not to lose. Sever, still driving a March, was out after 8 laps, but nothing, even abandoned cars from earlier races, interfered with Ickx and Regazzoni. Stewart retired on lap 34, the victim of a Mexico special. He hit a stray dog. And Brabham retired from his last race with 12 laps to go, suffering engine failure. Denny Hulme took over third place behind the Ferraris, but the performance of the cars from Maranello, which had improved enormously since mid-season, gave all Italy hope for next year. Second and third places in the championship standings underlined Ferrari's success, but Jackie Stewart's 5th equal with Brabham was not worthy of the potential of the driver or his new Tyrrell. The disappointment of the year was the performance of March. Too many, too soon, and an unadventurous design was not the formula for success. But when everything else is forgotten, the one aspect of the 1970 season that will always be remembered is Jochen Rindt, who never lived to enjoy his title.